Good morning and welcome back to the garden. I want to tell you three new ideas, three new projects that I'm implementing this year in order to add more protein and lower my feed bill for my chickens. The first idea that I've come up with is mealworms. Okay, so I'm just getting started with mealworms, but this is my setup. I'm mainly feeding my mealworms cornmeal. So here are the stages. First you have, the first stage you have is the beetle. The beetles lay your eggs. Let me hold one for you. They are the ones that lay your eggs, and they don't bite. I put greens and a little, they just love that. That's a piece of potato. Now when I first got started, a lot of the issue I was having was I was putting too much potato. They use the potato to get their water, and so I was putting too much, which was causing the cornmeal to stay wet and causing a lot of condensation in the containers. So I've remedied that problem, and you can't see them now, but they're in there laying eggs and making babies. Then you move on to the pupa. Nope, I'm sorry. Then you move on to the worm. The worms get bigger and bigger. These you can see, but there's a lot of babies down in there. And then you see right here, hold on. See, that one has turned into a pupa. And it's going in between being a worm and reverting back into a beetle. So I take those and I put them in that box. And if you can see here are a few beetles that have hatched since I put them in there. Here are a few beetles that have hatched since I put them in there, so I just moved them over to the next box. And I'm learning as I go. I put cornmeal in all of my boxes so that they can eat when they come out of this stage. When they're like this, they are still alive. Ooh, they are still alive, but they're not eating. So I quickly get the beetles into the other box. Because you see this one does not look like it's gonna make it. You see how black it is? But I just throw that in with the beetles because they'll eat it. Okay. And in here I put a little shredded paper to kind of give them darkness. I brought them outside so you guys could see them. I put a little potato skins in there with them. And you see? Hold on. And when they go into this stage, oh, I'm not doing this good. When they go into the pupa stage, I move them into this box. And I'm just getting my system down, so it's not perfect, but I have so far been having success with it. So if I'm saying that right, it goes from beetle to worm to pupa. Number 2 is me putting a garden out in front of their run, which would serve primarily to feed them. I also feed them from the large garden, but I thought this would look cute. Plus, it would have greens and maybe even some herbs right at my fingertips when I come back here to give them a snack. Last year I had a large cherry tomato plant back here for them, and I probably will plant another one of those. Over here is the side, and so I have lemon balm planted from last year, and here at the front I also have a small bit of greens, but they're beginning to bolt, so I'm gonna have to put some more stuff here. See, they're starting to flower because our weather has just bounced back from cold to hot one time too many. But I will probably put a cherry tomato plant right in that empty space there in between those two patches, because then I could use the fence to support it when it gets large. And so that is the second way that I am planning on implementing extra food for my girls, which will hopefully cut down on my feed bill. And then the third way is over here. I stopped billing this the other day, so I'm finishing it today. This will be I call it a salad box, but basically what I'm going to do is create a box here, and there's already some grass there. I will continue to let the grass grow, but I'm going to sprinkle in some seeds of my own. Right now I'm going to start with seeding some buckwheat down in there, and then later on I have to figure out which type of grass is most beneficial, and I'll mix some of that in there, and not beneficial, but has the most nutrients. And see, because of the runoff from that chicken run and the chicken run that it's in, I believe it will get all of the fertilization it needs to keep this patch very, very healthy. I don't know a lot about grass, but you see there's already grass down in there. It's just waiting to sprout and get strong when we go into spring. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. And And that's my third project for getting more greens and protein and shortening my feed bill. As you can see, I just screwed together pieces of wood. I put a brace in the middle so that the chickens can stand on it and it won't bend. And I was careful to make sure that none of the wire was hanging over the edge so that they don't get scraped or stuck by a piece of sharp wire. I sprinkled some seeds down in there. Well, first I loosened the soil. As you can see, there's already grass and stuff in there that will come up. And I loosened the soil mainly so that it would accept the new seed. And basically I put oats, Malabar spinach, buckwheat, and fennel. Because I don't have any grass seeds, I'm going to get on the computer and do a little research and try to figure out what seeds for my area, grass seeds, have the most nutrients in it for the birds. And then I'll start putting that down after they nibble all this away. But with the rain and spring approaching, it won't be that long before there's goodies popping up through those holes that they can enjoy.